Hi, everybody. I wasn't expecting to be back so soon, but something came in the mail today, and I figured it might be a good idea to do a live unboxing video. This is going to be, more impromptu and, just have the background. I really need to work on the lighting here. I have some other lights I need to put up. I don't know how well this is going to work, but anywho, I had a pre-order from a couple of months ago, which I have been waiting on very anxiously for it to arrive. It said it was supposed to ship in September, but there was no specific date, so I didn't know when it was going to come. And then I got the shipping notification yesterday, and it came today. So we've got a box from Toe Collectibles because I like to order from them a lot. And the great part about ordering from them, at least for me, is that they're in the same state that I'm in. We're both in Pennsylvania, and they're only like an hour and a half away from me. So typically, this stuff comes really fast. But it has its patented Toe Collectibles ever-changing packaging tape. We've got their mascot on there. We've got some Gojuju rings and mech. There's some Gov puddings, and there's an Ultraman in the corner there. Yes, Benny. I need to soundproof this door so he stops interrupting. But I don't know if I came across them when I was at Otakon 2 years ago, but it's always been a good experience, so I continue to buy from them. So I've got my trusty box cutter. Hopefully I won't cut my hand open. And the thing is, this came this morning, and I've been, put this away from my face, waiting for this very anxiously to unbox this. Obviously, I know what's in it, you don't, but the box is sealed. I have not opened this, so we're going to go on this journey together. Put the blade open one more time. I really don't like to ruin this tape, but if I must, I must. And almost. All right, I didn't take a finger off. Ugh. Don't worry, I'm gonna change the camera angle shortly. It is tightly packed in here, and give me a sec. There's bubble wrap on it too. And just give me 1 second. I don't want to knock my table over. Ugh. There we go. It's out of the box. The box looks really nice. Let me get this bubble wrap off. Kick that box to the side. Let me take the plastic bag off of it. Goodbye. What I have with me today is the 50th anniversary God Mars Chogokin. There's a lot of shiny stuff on this box, so reflective surfaces are going to be a pain, but there's a reason this box is reflective. Now, this Chogokin has been released twice so far, maybe like the past 10 years or so, and I've always wanted one, or I've wanted one for a while. The only other Chogokin I have is the Leopardon slash Marveler Spider-Man one, and while he's only like that tall, he is heavy. I was so impressed with how dense such a small item could have been, but it's really impressive. So I knew I wanted to get a bigger one, something fancier, and it's gonna run you a little bit because as Chogokin, there are metal parts in this. Now, so there were the two versions that came out prior, which were the toy colors and then the animated colors. This one, however, and I'm glad I waited for a while on this, the difference in this is that there are metallic parts on this as well, so it's super shiny. And the one robot up here is like 100% nothing but shiny. Now, when I was at Otakon 2023, I did buy the God Mars series. Now, I do not know if this image is reversed right now, but when I'm looking at my camera, the image is reversed. So it looks like it says SRAM dog. SRAM dog. Josh. Always with the jokes. Yeah. Okay, moving on. So I've seen this before. I wouldn't say I'm an expert on God Mars, but it caught my attention. Basically, set in the year of 1999. Yes, the future of 1999. Humanity has taken its first steps away from the Earth to the stars, yada yada yada. Incursion in space draws attention of the Zool. Zool seeds our planet with a secret doomsday weapon, which happens to be part of the God Mars, or Gaia. I believe it's the red one here. And we have our super robot teen hero Takeru Takuya Takeru. So it's like 64 episodes. Yeah, it's okay. But the important thing is the toy, and I think that in the story, he's super powerful. But if he's defeated, the bomb in the package will explode, or in the robot will explode. So I'm going to adjust my camera just a little bit so we can get a better picture of this. As you can see, I have my mouse, so I can hopefully operate things a little better. How am I going to do this? Pull this back a little bit. Okay. Oh, I don't want to ruin this tape, but I must like the back here. There are 6 different robots which turn into this, so it's like a Megazord. And of course, when it came, I picked it up and it's heavy. Ooh, okay, hold on. So I was worried that if you open enough boxes and the cardboard is thin enough, when you stick your finger under here and pop the top out, there's usually like a crease that forms. So there are sometimes ways to get around that, which I have a ruler this time to try to prevent that from happening. So I got the one corner open. Oh, come on. Come on, you can do it, Baron. You can do it. Let's not... Okay, so that wasn't as smooth as I'd hoped, but not all is lost. Put this part of the box away. We've got our manual, which, of course, is taped as well. Because you can't have one of these toys without a manual. All right, thank you, Josh. The image is not reversed. Well, not reversed for me or not reversed for you? Yeah, let's avoid your trauma today, Josh. So these are like original toy design colors. Yeah, these are, oh, I was not expecting this. These are like character design sheets. Oh, this is incredible. Oh, this is like a history booklet pamphlet. So there's the original robot from the early 80s. And I think there are a couple of different robots that they had released. This, I think, is the first Chogokin release. Got all the pieces that come with it and instructions. I'm not going to make this, or I will try not to make this video last too long. Obviously, I do not know how to fully combine this. Maybe we'll play around with it a little bit and see what happens. Like even this has some dense weight to it. So if you know your Japanese toys, the first thing you'll notice is that this packaging is very reminiscent of 80s, not just Super Sentai, but combining robots and Shogokins of the era, because they usually sat in this cardboard tray, and then they had this paper piece on top, and it spells out everyone that's in here. course, there's this pair. You know, can I just? Oh my goodness, it's so shiny. So we've got Majin Uranus, because I'm not going to say Uranus. God Gaia. No, it's Gaia. Okay, weird American spelling for the Majin Titan, Majin Ra, Majin Sphinx, and Majin Shin. So do I just lift? Okay, cool. I mean, of all of these, I think the Sphinx is the one I'm most impressed with, or from the photos, because he's the biggest of them. Let's start off tiny. Okay. Ooh, oh my God. So for being so tired, it's normal reverse. Okay, for being so tiny, this I want to say is like the size of a GI Joe figure. I was assuming that this was just going to be shiny plastic. Nope, there is metal in this. A good part of the legs are metal. The chest looks to be plastic, and there's a little bit of a scuff here. Maybe I can work that out. And gotta be careful with these, because you don't want to break them. It's pretty posable for something so tiny. His wrists, oh my, he's got wrist articulation. Like he's ready to kick your butt. Oh, so neat. Like already, this is worth the price of admission. Okay, got Majin, Titan. We've got our green guy. It seems like most of the metal pieces are going to be in the legs, which is good because that will allow for more stability when it comes to posing. Now, when I have all of this out and done and I want to display it, I don't know, do I want to display it as God Mars or do I want to display him as individual robots? I don't know. It's a tough decision. The pride of admission? Did I say the pride of admission? I meant the price of admission. Can you tell I'm just trying to keep going with talking here? Okay, good. Popped it. We got little ratchets in the knees. Can you hear that? Ah, I'm like a good ratchet. Yeah, these are more posable than I had expected. Probably one of the least shiny. Uranus is the least shiny because, you know, why not? Like I've had a number of, I wouldn't say bad experiences, but experiences where I've broken some Japanese toys, so I have to be super particular about all of this, but I think the quality on this should be okay. My biggest issue when it came to breaking Japanese toys were always the wrist pegs on the SH Figuarts, and I've been able to figure out ways to get around that. I don't know how they are now, but prior, whenever I'd have to switch a hand out, the pegs would almost always snap off, so I'd have to heat them up or dip them in water or something like that. Autocorrect. Oh, you and your autocorrect. I meant your autocorrect might be better than mine. But thank you for all the comments, Josh. More cardboard here. We've got Majin Ra. This oh my god, this is really heavy. I don't know how heavy this one's going to be. Maybe the feet are heavier just for balance and whatnot, but this whole thing right here is metal. Okay. Legs are open. Spread. Don't wanna. Arm is on backwards. Try the wrist. Shiny. Now these were always metal in the old versions, but this is shiny now. I believe this was always a shiny Tampo. Shiny Tampo, that was my name in high school. The whole thing is, oh, not the whole thing, but just about. Am I trying to get to the world World collapse. I don't think I need to do that. No comment. We've got Majin Shin, another super heavy at the bottom. Focus these. There we go. Good. And then these chess pieces are clear, translucent pieces of plastic, which show more, if you can see it, more sculpting underneath. Okay, last one. This is either going to really impress me or just like, okay, so it's not as heavy as the other ones. Let's. Already touching this, it is very cold. And when it's very cold, that means it's metal. Let's see. Well, obviously the metal on here is more distributed to the bottom of the figure, whereas with Sphinx here, it is distributed more towards the core. And in the photos when this was first announced, when it said it was chromed, for whatever reason, like this piece right here is what sold me, because I think this is going to be the most on display when it is combined. Like, oh my God. Top opens up. There's always the little, because they don't want things to scratch, they have little pieces of plastic sheets to cover everything. Ooh. Okay, so arms up. Does it twist downwards? Okay, so I don't want to get ahead of myself and accidentally ruin this. So we're going to avoid playing around with this too much. I'll probably post some combined photos at the end, or when I'm done doing this online after the video. And it's got the little God Mars insignia in the chest. Shiny, all metal. So there are our 6 for what they call the Rokushin Gatai, the 6 god combination over. And even, I don't know if you can see, it even says God Mars on the styrofoam. Put this away. And let's just take a look at some of the accessories that they come with. It wouldn't be a modern toy if they didn't come with a ton of hands. But that's a bottom tray. It doesn't really house much. And always, like, so many hands, and then they put them in these trays where I get super scared that once I pop the little locks that are on the plastic here, that it's going to be that there's going to be a jolt, and then all of the hands are going to go flying. So far, so good. Now, are the hands metal? No, they appear to be plastic. Yeah, just more like metallic blue. Each robot has his own weapons, I believe. Look how shiny that is. I'm afraid, like, you can see things in reflection. Let's see, can you see anything? Not really in this. But I believe you take the hands off of Sphinx here, and you can replace it with those. Multiple swords. Like, big sword. Big and tiny swords. So we got our big ones. This is kind of sharp. Children do not play with this. This is made for adults. Got a little flaking on here. I can't tell what it's from, but you know, I'm here to give an honest opinion here. That comes off probably to put it in the arm. So we've got a. I'm at a loss for words. Josh, help me out here. Spear. That's what we're looking for. A spear. Then we've got the other sword. Big, shiny. This is going to be... Well, I have to look at the manual, but putting this together is going to be so much fun. Various stands. I believe that is for at least Gaia. Unless... Well, okay. But in the show, when Takeru yells out, "Gaia!" or Gaia, Gaia comes forth from this stone carving, and he pops out, and I believe you should be able to fit him in here. Let me consult the book. Lance. Okay, yeah. I should have known because my favorite doctor's name is also Lance, that I work with because I'm a vet tech. Okay, so this is a multi-piece deal. Oh, it splits open. Okay. So, that's the front. That's gonna snap on here. Okay, Baron. Don't break this. Don't break this, Baron. Don't break this, Baron. You paid too much for this for it to break. Ah, there we go. Okay. So, God, I get so nervous. Good Lord. And, like, there are indents in the piece that I need to attach it to, which should make it easier to... Oh, God. Whew! Okay. So that snaps together. But to open it... Do I have to hit the tab to open it? This is a tiny, tiny little tab. And I don't think my fingers are that tiny enough to get in there. So we're going to take... Almost had it. Come on, buddy. Come on, man. I just want to get this done. I got to show these people off what you do. Okay, so again, I don't want to accidentally break this. So we're just going to put this back for now. And I'll finagle with it later. So. For a second, in the light here, I thought he had translucent eyes, but he does not. This is all one solid piece, or these are all one single piece of plastic. No, doesn't look like there's any dry brushing on it, but it's okay. And we've got more swords. I think this is Gaia's sword. Back you go. Two more tiny swords. Tiny-ish swords. Still so shiny. Put that back. And then this also comes with a little ship, or multiple ships, which these two combine as well. Let's see, this should be easier for me to figure out how to combine. All right, let's see what we got here. Which one do we have? Okay, so that goes up, down, shift, that's, and open. That if I were to go through this entire thing and figure it out, we'd be here for hours. So that splits down the center. Do I line it up this way? It looks like I do. Let's try it. Oh, I have to put those pieces back. There are just so many pieces on this thing. So many moving, workable pieces. Okay, try this one more time. Okay, there's knobs. And what have you? God, did I shift it the wrong way? No, I did not shift it the wrong way. It's supposed to line up. Oh, oh, did I get it? Did I get it? I might have gotten it. Possibly. Maybe. Mm, not entirely sure, but it is connected at the moment. I think some of these need to move around, but you think this is small enough. It comes with another jet. And not only does it come with this teeny tiny jet, but the wings on here are articulated as well. This is insane. Japanese toy ingenuity. This is incredible. I remember back in the 90s when I had a subscription to Toy Fair magazine. I want to say they are the ones that got me hooked on the Japanese toy wagon because they were posting things about Gundam model kits and other Japanese action figure model kits at the time. I think we're just gonna readjust this for now, and we're back to me. I need to work with I need a different camera other than the laptop here, at least for what I'm doing here, so we don't have everything like cut off because there are my windows and that's part of the wall. Yes, yeah, yeah, you could say that. So back in the 90s, Toy Fair magazine, things like the Gundam model kits, the Evangelion action figure model kits, I had those. There was a local comic book store, which is still around today, Brave New Worlds in Willow Grove. I've been going to them for like 30 years or so. Again, I'm really old. And they had a bunch of Gundam model kits back then. And, I spent the whole day doing it. I think my first one was the Endless Waltz. What is Chang Mufei's Gundam from Endless Waltz? Maybe some of you know. But that was my first one. And then there were the Mega Man action figure model kits, which there was some website I went to at the time which had a bunch of Japanese stuff, and I would just go through the list and like, oh, that looks cool, I want that. That looks cool, I want that. And those Mega Man figures were really neat because there was like a framework body, and you'd put the various pieces on top of it, and you could swap because the figures were very similar. You could swap armor pieces out from figure to figure, which was neat, and you can knock them off. They look like they had battle damage and everything. But that set the course for my uh, journey down the whole of Japanese toys. And so I think we're gonna call it at that. I will post photos later as to how this looks, but like, even the like it's the chrome, it's the metal, it's the brilliant, clean, crisp paint job because unfortunately in some American domestic toys that is an afterthought. So this was an impromptu video with me, a Das Baron, and you want to say where you can find me? Well, if you're watching me right now on Facebook, I don't know if you guys are watching me on Facebook or YouTube or both. I'm still trying to figure out how this whole StreamYard thing works. So we've got Facebook. I mean, they're all going to be the same, but the typing, the spelling is, or the typing is a little different. Well, let me go back. Facebook, I've been there for a while. I just post random things here and there. Instagram, I'm more active on, but if you want more tokusatsu related content, it is strictly on Threads, and it is kind of ad nauseum because just whatever thought or character or theme pops in my head, I'm going to post about it. If you're not watching me on YouTube right now, there's my YouTube channel. I was going to use these, but maneuvering this with the mouse and all. So do you own any Chogokin? Now I have two. And, I always tell myself like, hey, you're just going to get one of these fancy schmancy toys. So I had told myself 4 or 5 years ago. Okay, Baron, you're only going to get one of these fancy schmancy CSM Common Rider belts. Okay, all right. Tell me why I have 4 of them now. So I would not be surprised if this is not the start. There are a couple other ones which I've had my eye on, but of all of the ones that I've been interested in, the God Mars here is by far was at the top of my list, and I knew I had to get it eventually. And I am glad I held out long enough in order to get this 50th anniversary version, because otherwise I just would have gotten the toy colors or the cartoon colors, and then I would have seen this come out, and then I would have been kicking myself for not waiting. And here I did, and I waited. There was another thing I was going to post, but we'll figure this out as we go. This, as I said, this is a learning curve, and I'm going to learn as I go because this is a trial by fire. So have you watched God Mars or any other 70s Super Robot anime? Let me know later. But anywho, for ADOS Baron, from Baron HQ, I bid you adieu.